This is a Clearview podcast.
Welcome to this week's episode of Carpe Manana, the show where we talk about how to capture tomorrow today. We have an action-packed episode planned for you guys today, so let's go around, introduce ourselves so you know who your hosts are.
I'm Dr. Abidan Shah.
I'm Kelsey McKeel.
I'm Rebecca Shaw.
I'm John Galantis.
I'm David Williamson.
And I am Ryan Hill. And like I said, guys, we have so much in store for you guys. But at the beginning of the show, we want to go into our very first segment.
Clock
we
the
this,
socks.
we
Sorry, I
introduced it
cut you off,
last
but I
week.
wanted to do
That's okay. I'm excited about it, too. It's Clock the Socks.
Congrats
Clock
to
the
our
socks.
reigning champion, David.
That's
who
right. David
took it
has
home with
the
jelly
Stinky
beans
Sock
last
trophy.
week.
Is that
Is that
really
the
your sock?
This is not my sock.
That's
Is
I
it the
brought,
same sock?
It's not the same sock. I brought in
It's
a
a
new
clean
sock.
sock, though,
It's a
right?
clean sock.
It's a clean sock. I brought it in this morning. I slipped it over. David gave it the ponytail though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
kinda,
I like
was trying
that.
to
It's
make
a
it.
nice look. You can see the
Yeah.
face, but
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, that's
Very
looks
what
like
I was
he-
going
yeah.
for. So,
So just as a reminder, Clock the Socks is where we go around, present our socks, whether they're silly, whether they have some kind of story behind them, and Rebecca and Kelsey are our judges. They determine who has the best pair of socks, and they will receive the trophy until our next podcast. They'll get to hang on to the trophy until we record next
Get your
time.
hands off David's
Yeah, it's
trophy.
my
I
trophy.
was just
I don't know what
presenting
you're
it. I'm sorry.
thinking.
I was just trying to maybe hold on to
So
it and
who's
see
up
what it feels
first?
like.
I feel
I think I might be the only judge because Kelsey's wearing some fun socks.
I am technically wearing socks. I wasn't planning on jumping into the competition, but it's really cold outside, so I wore my nice, thick, warm, colorful
I
socks.
do like your
They're
socks, and I
cute.
hate to say
They are
no
cute,
girls
though, let me
allowed.
They're a little
but
silly.
yeah, they're
Okay, I
fine.
mean, that's
They're a little silly.
John.
They're
He's scared.
He's worried now, though.
I'm not worried
Sweating.
because I'm extremely confident because today is Taco Tuesday. Y'all see
Okay.
that?
Yes.
All right.
Hold on.
As
I
we're
gotta turn
recording
it.
this
I gotta turn it
episode,
at an angle. There
we
we
are
go.
recording on a
I-
Tuesday.
gosh.
So
I did not have a taco.
Taco Tuesday,
I
huh?
didn't have a taco today. You didn't bring me a taco.
What do you mean?
You forgot to bribe the judges and bring us tacos for Taco Tuesday.
I had a grilled chicken sandwich.
I don't have grilled chicken sandwich socks. I gotta guess what you're gonna have for lunch on the day we film the podcast.
wow.
That is how it works,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, apparently you're not winning.
all right,
Steve.
who's next?
Get
State
out.
criteria.
Who's
All right,
next?
David, what you got?
Okay, so today I'm going to give us a little bit of a brief introduction. Today we're going to be talking kind of about health and like that kind of related stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I went to the gym, had a massive chest day, felt really good, hit some new records. And as a kind of reward, I always wear my Hulk socks because I feel
I
nice.
gave
nice.
those
Strong.
to you.
You injected yourself with
nice.
gamma radiation
Yeah. Also,
on your feet.
one of the one of the
don't do
judges
that.
gave me the socks.
This is true.
So it kind of
Or
helps
just
me in that
evidence.
way too.
Like bribing the judges or
Awesome.
whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, we're a fan of bribery, so.
Yeah.
Bribery
Yeah.
is
That's,
effective.
like
Grilled
All right,
chicken sandwich I got
so
you long
I don't really have a fun presentation other than mine are relatively new. It's like a pond theme with like a frog and a lily pad, and there's a swan somewhere over here, and like flowers and stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
I know.
Cute.
I know the judges really love swampy water.
I didn't say swamp. I said pond.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, right, right,
Like a
right.
It's like they were
peaceful
running out of
pond.
ideas.
Yeah.
Sock
Yeah.
company.
There's
Put like some
some-
frogs, some
a
Yeah.
seagulls.
frog and a
Some stuff
flower
on
and
there.
like
Is there an ugly
that'll be
duckling
good.
on there?
That's
Should we
fine.
put Kermit? Nah, he's copyrighted.
No.
Just
Nah, we can't do that.
Can't do that.
All right, next.
So me, okay, so I did not plan on this. I had forgotten about all this segment today. I wore SpongeBob socks.
Very
Ooh,
nice.
nice.
Yes,
Those
those are
are
the
so
faces
nice.
on
Very
the
nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
And,
happy,
it's
dude.
He
not
does
just
live in a
SpongeBob,
pineapple
it's
under
like-
the sea.
It's like
all the
insane
emotions of
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, I look like a pirate there.
The many faces of SpongeBob.
I do like
And
the SpongeBob.
I think one of the kids gave me these socks, and I remember back in the day, watching SpongeBob. The first few times, I was like, "This is dumb. This is why. This is mindless." And then it kind of grows on you.
Yeah,
and you
I,
sit there and
I
you watch
respect you a
this
lot for that
and
because
watch it.
most parents won't tolerate SpongeBob.
No.
Oh, we knew friends who said our kids are not watching that show.
Yeah,
because that like really their brains are turning into mush. as they
Yeah.
watch it.
I mean, they did.
Yeah,
It's
probably
true.
right.
That was-
Definitely
true,
candy
but,
for your
Yeah.
mind.
My mom was kind of like that. It was no,
really?
no SpongeBob. But when I went over to Grandma's house, we watched all kinds of SpongeBob. It was
So
Alright,
there we
and
have it.
We got
And then
Kelsey's.
my cozy warm socks. It's super cold today, so I had to be warm.
How
and toasty.
silly.
So silly. So silly.
It's silly to be warm and well
Yeah.
insulated.
It is.
It
That
is
was very
silly when
silly.
the air is turned down on a winter day.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ryan.
Oh,
Don't touch anything.
wow.
Yeah. So I guess I have to make a decision now.
All right, Rebecca.
Yeah, go
it's up
for
to
it.
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rebecca.
Just
you're
remember
you're
how
the
close we are.
sole call here.
So I think it is silly.
Wait, is your name in the hat?
It is.
It is in the
So-
hat.
Because
Oh
she has
my
a
God,
silly
silly
sock.
socks.
on.
I'm the
All
only
right.
one with
She-
not silly socks. They're just black.
I mean, I don't want to say no
So
girls
what happens
allowed,
when
but
if all of us have silly socks?
I don't know. I guess Nick
I just
judges.
Let's kick it to Nick.
Yeah. Are you wearing
Kick
silly
it to
socks,
Nick.
Nick?
So
No. Okay.
Okay, so I think it is silly that you have to bundle up inside.
Don't do this.
And
Don't do this.
So, because I think that you should be able to
You
dress
gave me these.
any way that you would like inside, because it's cold outside. You should be warm inside.
Rebecca, don't
right?
do
It's
this.
true.
I know what you do.
So
Any way that you would
I
like.
think that the silly sock champ is Kelsey.
Yes.
So the silliness of the sock doesn't matter.
It's silly.
It's silly.
That
That's
silly?
silly.
Hold your socks up. Get it.
Okay, hold up.
That
How
silly to
silly.
you?
Yeah, look at that. How silly is that? So
Is
silly.
a pond silly?
So
No,
silly.
but
is
I
the
don't think
Hulk
the-
silly?
Oh,
No.
SpongeBob
SpongeBob
definitely
is silly.
Yeah.
Taco
Look at
Tuesday
that.
is silly.
Look at his face.
Look
I
at
think
You know
Kelsey
what?
wins because it's silly that she has to wear those inside.
This
wear
is
these
crazy.
inside
You know
to be
what? Give her
warm.
the trophy. And I lied. It is a dirty sock. I pulled it out of the dirty clothes hamper this morning.
All
Oh,
right.
sorry. Hit you
I'm
right in the
okay with
knee.
that.
Here
I
we
won.
go.
Thanks, Rebecca.
Congrats to
Get ready. I'm going to throw it at you. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
congrats
Enjoy your
to
trophy.
Kelsey
Yay.
Good job,
being a
Kelsey.
girl and
I
Congratulations.
know. For showing up. That's all you had to do.
On
Let's
being
do
cold.
fan mail. I'm
All right.
sick
John,
to my
read our
stomach.
fan mail for the week.
All right, I need a name though. We always try to preserve people's anonymity, and especially this guy I think is local. So because he mentions listening to us on the radio, so I think he's a local guy. Can you give me his Thomas O? What do you think the O stands for, Dave?
Onomatopoeia.
All right, Thomas Onomatopoeia. He loves to make sound effects. Very nice, dude.
Wow.
Very nice pull.
It's a deep vocab drop.
Thomas Onomatopoeia writes, "Hey guys, love the show. Longtime listener, but I recently searched for you guys on my podcast app and found all the episodes." I think this is kind of a older gentleman who's kind of learning how to. This might be my dad learning how to use the phone. I've mostly been listening on the radio for the past year or so, but I'm excited to go back and listen to all the old episodes again. Congrats on hitting 100 episodes, Thomas Onomatopoeia. Thank you,
Aw,
Thomas.
Thank you,
That's pretty
Mr.
cool.
Onomatopoeia.
Yeah, it's
Thank
pretty
you.
cool. I guess he was listening just to the radio week to week,
And then
locally.
found it on the
Found
on
it
the
on.
app.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
cool.
That's
That's
awesome.
pretty awesome.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure you're writing in that fan mail to clearviewbc.org. We love hearing from you guys. We're getting a lot more emails in now, so keep writing in those emails, and hope maybe you'll get yours read on the air in our fan mail segment. Are you guys ready to dive into our topic?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go.
Well, guys, David kind of already alluded to it a little bit, but we're talking today about our physical health, the importance of, working out, the importance of staying healthy, watching what you eat. And a lot of people are thinking in these terms because of New Year's resolutions. Many people are thinking about, I need to lose this amount of weight, or I need to get back in the gym, that kind of thing. But we're going to talk today about the importance of pursuing physical health. Dr. Shar, you want to intro this topic a little bit and just tell us why this matters, why it's even a topic of conversation?
Yeah, well, I always cared about my health, but did not follow through. So back in high school, I used to jog every morning, try to lift weights, and then in college, I did the same thing. Get up early in the morning, even before class, I would go and work out. Sometimes I would have the first period class, and then I would go work out and all that stuff. But then life hit, and work, and family, and children, and it was just impossible. And so I would say for almost 20 years, I completely stopped
Wow.
everything. And now Nicole and I would still walk and stuff like that, but like lifting weights and those kind of things, that's pretty much was done. So I would say back in maybe 2015, I believe it was, that I began to work out again. And I did that because I felt, that I am a representation of the gospel, like all of us are. And if I'm telling people that the gospel changes your life, then the next step is it also changing my physical life? Because it changed the way I look, changed the way I exercise self-control. Because Jesus said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. So if I am all out of breath and worn out and tired and fatigued, how can I really love God with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength? So the strength part really convicted me. and I felt like it was time to make a change.
You know, that's something that I have never really thought about, is just the strength portion. Like we tend to focus so much on the spirituality. We tend to
Right.
focus so much on this kind of metaphysical. That's the only thing that Jesus really cares about.
Yeah.
You know, we trick ourselves into thinking he doesn't really care about this physical body. And people
Right.
even say that, you know, at funerals, like, this is just a shell. This doesn't mean anything.
Right.
It's all about this spiritual
Right.
thing.
And that is so not in line with the Jewish mindset or the Old Testament
Right.
mindset of that we are not just a spiritual being, we're also physical beings.
Right.
And you hear that at funerals, right?
Yeah.
As you, like you mentioned. And that's so not true, because this body is coming back, albeit it's going to be transformed, it's be glorified like the body of Christ.
Right.
So, yeah, I know that this will be decomposed, it'll be gone, all that, but it's coming back. And if it's coming back, then I need to take care of it. I need to respect it today.
Right.
And so when people talk about, you know, absent from the body, present with the Lord, that does not mean the body is no longer going to be part of you.
Right.
Jesus has a physical body,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, in heaven, he is one of us, albeit he is fully God, but he's also one of us.
Yeah.
So the body does matter, and we need to take care of it.
That's right.
I've also heard that if you're leading people, you need to be several steps ahead of them
Right.
in order to lead. So whether that's spiritual or physical, you still need
Yeah.
to be ahead of other
100%
Yeah.
true. I was so convicted. You know, church began to grow, people began to come. You know, and I thought to myself, I'm telling these people to exercise self-control with their anger, or with their lustful desires, or overindulgence in technology, or you know, some other thing that distracts them from God. And I looked at myself in the mirror, and I'm thinking, here I have a belly, okay, and I do not know how to have self-control over my food habit,
Yeah.
my mouth.
Yeah.
In fact, there was a time, kind of just making a self-disclosure, Sunday nights, come home from, we used to have Sunday night service.
Yeah.
A long day, hardly any people at church, you know, kind of discouraged, depressed. I would come home on the way, stop and pick up chicken wings from you know, grocery store, pop them in. Also buy, you know, big tubs of ice cream.
Yeah.
So chicken wings, nice and hot chicken wings with red sauce.
Stop, man. You're making me hungry,
that
man.
sounds
You're making me want to come
That's
back.
great, though.
Ice cream, a whole 2 liter of diet drink.
I mean, it was diet drink. It's
It was
okay.
diet caffeine free, so I would
Yeah,
still
yeah,
go to
that's
sleep
fine.
at night.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Zero
So
calories.
you know, when you feel down about life and things not doing great,
Hmm.
food is your, you know,
That's it.
it's
Yeah.
just a big joke now, but
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting how
Yeah.
whenever you're feeling down and depressed, food is kind of the first thing you want to go to? Is,
Right.
is something real calorie laden, real heavy, real
There's
thick.
there's a reason they call it comfort food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Emotional eating.
Yeah.
right?
And that makes it a vicious cycle because you feel down, you're like, let me go get something to eat. You eat, you get fat, and then you're like, gosh, I hate the way I look. I feel down. Let me go get something to eat.
It's really
And
odd
it's
too,
like-
because you're right. It's a cycle because it's one of those just animal things where, like, especially when you're stressed. It's like, this is the only thing in my life I can control right now, even though you have no control at all.
Right.
It's
Right.
like I can eat and I can feel this like craving in me, and I'm just gonna do it with food.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you almost feel like you're entitled to this now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
earned
what?
it.
It's just this. I don't care anymore. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna do this,
Yeah.
and I was doing that, and then the church began to grow. People are coming, and I'm like, oh man, this
Yeah.
is not good. So, and then there were people in my life at that time who almost joked about this thing of having weight. I mean, there were you know the fat jokes and all that. And we
Yeah.
said that to each other and thought, this is funny. This is great. We're
Yeah.
laughing about our weight
Yeah.
and how we like to eat and how we, I'm like, ew, this is not right.
Yeah. I have a lot of respect for you though, because not a lot of people would come to that conclusion. A lot of people
Right.
would just do what you said. They'll just joke about it and
Right.
because it's just denial. You know, I don't have to acknowledge that I'm getting bigger and bigger and
Right.
bigger.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if I can laugh at it, then
Yeah,
I
it'll go
can
away.
make myself
Yeah.
believe that
Yeah.
it doesn't bother me quite
And
as much.
even if it's self-deprecating humor, it's still,
Yeah.
you are using that as, you know, as a permission to keep eating.
Yeah.
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 So, you know, we would go to eat buffet, it was 3 plates later.
Oh gosh.
3 full plates later. Do you remember those days, Rebecca? When I used to do that?
I do remember something that you told me, because I do work out every day, except for Saturdays and Sundays, and because of that, and it's been years of me working out every day.
Right.
I mean, I even worked out when the whole world shut down.
Yeah.
So I made it happen, but that was because of something that you told me, because I would get hurt. You're going to get hurt. If you work out, you're probably going to get hurt at
You'll
some
always
point.
be in some kind of pain.
You
Yeah.
will.
When
Yeah.
you're working out, and we're going to talk about, weight training
Right.
too.
Right.
So, yeah.
I mean, I lift weights, I run, I do everything, but I'll hurt a shoulder or hurt my knee or something, and I'll get down about it. It's not, at one point I even broke my leg.
Wow.
That was earlier this year, or late last year, but I broke my leg a couple months ago. And I was really down about it because I was like, am I not supposed to be working out? Is that why I'm getting hurt? And you said that you're always going to be in some type of pain when you're working out. Because your muscles are sore. You're basically not tearing them, but stretching them.
Yeah, stretching them,
And
yeah.
so they can
Breaking
be
them
bigger.
down. Yeah.
Right. But the pain of being overweight and not having control of your life or of your weight is way worse than the physical
Right.
pain
Yeah.
of working
Yeah.
out.
I agree.
Yeah,
I would much rather have a broken leg
Yeah.
than struggle with the emotional toil of
Right.
being overweight.
I would take sore muscles, sore legs where I can't really walk on leg day. I'd take that any day of the week because at the end of the day, that's a good pain where it's like, you know what? I did something. The other pain is like, I didn't do anything.
Right.
I'm just, I'm sitting here.
This pain that doesn't help me at all.
Yeah, I'm.
Well,
At
I'm
least you can say, "Oh, I heard it doing this."
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
The
and
first,
it's like, okay, that's
the first pain too, that physical ache, that soreness is pain that's going to eventually go away, and then you'll work out and it'll get sore again. But the second pain is always with you.
Yeah. There's almost a sweetness to that soreness. Like when you work out, when you come out of the gym after a really good workout, and then you go home and take a shower, and you go to wash your hair, and it just hurts.
Yeah.
There's a. I mean, do y'all know what I mean? Like that. It's
Yeah,
like, it
it's
hurts,
great.
but it
Yeah.
hurts.
feels-
It's,
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
a wet
best
kinda
kind
hurt,
of pain.
yeah.
My favorite pain, like the day after.
you know you've done something.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
especially when you get out and you go to like wash your hair and you just can't lift your arms up at all.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Absolute
that
best.
confirmation. Like you put in the work, you put in the literally the physical labor, and then you leave the gym and you're like, oh man, that aches, but that means I did something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
not like, oh, I hurt myself. Like, man, I can feel the workout. I can feel my muscles breaking down. I can feel them kind of repairing themselves.
Yeah.
It feels good. It lets you
Yeah.
know that there's been progress.
Yeah,
And you learn from the pain.
Yeah.
I mean, when the pain is too much, then it's like, okay, maybe I need to cut back.
Yeah,
maybe
you
I
know
need to-
when
Yeah.
when you
You know.
Yeah.
done messed up or
I
pulled
knew when I
something.
broke my leg. I
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah.
I didn't when we first started. Because the guys we work out together. I didn't know that. I didn't understand what that meant when we first started. Like you'll know when you've pushed yourself too far. I'm
Yeah.
like, how am I going to know? It's like a bell that goes off. Like what? What is
Yeah.
that? Do I get a text message? Like what does that mean? But you really like your body does start to pick up on. Okay, this is the appropriate level of soreness versus I might have pushed myself.
It's
too
one of
far
those
here.
annoying things where like you really don't know until you do it. But
Yeah.
then you keep looking. Like when I remember when Ellie was she thought she was going into labor. They were like, "Oh, trust me, honey, you'll know." And then she was like, "Oh, I think this is it." And they're like, "Nope, you'll know."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, was that it? Am I in labor?" They're like, "Baby, you'll know." She's like, "Stop, give me something." But then
How
it
will I
hits, and she's
know?
like, "Oh, that's it."
This
This
is
is
it.
kind of the
Exactly.
same thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you really goof up, like you'll know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So for folks who are listening who maybe don't necessarily have the best workouts regimen going on, or maybe they don't eat very good, what are some tips to kind of help get that started?
Well, I'm not an expert when it comes to workout by any means, but I can tell you what I have learned from some of the best people in that field, which is this: you have to have a balance of cardio and weight training. It cannot just be one or the other. You got to do both. And I know it'll be hard for some people if they've never done weight training to go into it. It's like, "Ugh, this is crazy. Why would people subject themselves to this?"
Yeah.
And it'll be crazy for some people who are, I know some guys like that who's like, "Oh, I just do weight training. I don't run for anything, even if somebody's chasing me." So,
Oh, I know who you're talking
a
about.
good-
Yeah, I
Life
know.
motto.
I've heard that several times.
what I've learned is you got to have both. So almost like 3 days of weight training and 2 or 3 days of cardio.
Yeah.
And both are very essential.
Yeah.
Cardio kind of helps get your heart rate going, and weight training kind of takes care of the other part. Helps you get stronger, and together you are, our days are in God's hands, of course.
Yeah.
He knows we could have an accident tomorrow, we could get some terminal disease or sickness, but we cannot take care of those facts of life, but we can take care of the problems of life.
Yeah.
And the problem of getting sick and struggling constantly with some sickness or issues, we can do something about it by working out.
Yeah, that's right.
And I know some
That's true.
people think that, there's some people out there that are just small and they don't gain weight and they struggle with that. Well, lifting weights helps,
Yeah.
first of all. Also, even if you're small and you don't gain weight like that, it'll help your hair growth, it'll help your nails, it'll help any, it could help acne too, like sweating all that stuff out. It can help a lot of stuff.
Your bone density,
Exactly.
your body begins to demand when you're doing weight training. And again, talk to your doctor, talk to people who are experts in the field. We're by no means experts. We're simply sharing with you what we feel
Right.
works for us and is working for us. But when you're lifting weights, your body says, hey, if we're going to keep doing this stuff, you got to get us some calcium. You got to get
Yeah.
this bone
Yep.
strong. And in the process, you're dealing with osteoporosis, you're dealing with arthritis, things like that.
Well, also when you work
It's
out,
better.
you will crave what you need.
Yeah.
Right.
So you need
Yeah.
to figure out what exactly you're craving. So if you're working out and you're craving a lot of dairy, you probably need calcium.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you're craving fruits and vegetables, you probably need that glucose in it.
Mm-hmm.
So figure out what you're craving and then eat healthier versions of
Right.
that.
Yeah,
One
because
sorry.
no, you go ahead.
Well,
You go ahead.
I was gonna say one other thing that that I know that you guys have touted a lot about has helped with your success, but I think would help a lot of other people too, is finding an accountability partner. You guys all work out
Yes.
together, and I
Right.
think that seems to be really motivating for each
Yeah.
of you.
Right.
That was
Rebecca has an accountability partner too.
Oh yeah, I have a trainer and she doesn't let up. So.
Yeah.
that was the
It's
hugest
good.
thing. Like the biggest thing for me was having somebody that I know. Okay, I'm gonna wake up. It's 6:00. I'm not gonna want to get out of bed, but there's somebody at the gym who's waiting for me because if I'm not there, they're not gonna be able to work out because they're most likely gonna need me to spot them.
Yeah.
So that was like, okay, I got to start. When I first started working out, it was actually because Dr. Shah invited me. He was like, hey, you want to come to the gym, work out with us? Me and John have been going. I was like, oh, that sounds pretty fun. I can do that. And the biggest things that have helped me, I guess the best advice I could give to anybody who wants to start working out is if you're starting to work out and you are extremely overweight, when you do cardio, yes, do it 3 times a week, but don't try to run on the treadmill because that's going to hurt your joints so much. When you get to a healthy weight, then you can do that kind of stuff. That's fine. Do the elliptical. Do 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever you can handle. And then weight training, just a simple program. It doesn't have to be anything super crazy. It could be,
Yeah, unless you're competing or
Yeah.
going into some strongman contest or
Yeah.
a strong woman contest.
yeah.
You're not trying to hurt yourself. You're
Yeah.
trying to just
Yeah.
get back in shape.
Yeah.
One thing that helped me a lot was this realization that I'm in there working with friends that I trust. I'm not working with someone that I'm competing against.
Right.
I think for guys, a lot of times, and I think during the very early days, it was like, okay, I'm in here and I'm obviously new, and they know that I'm new, but I need to show that I'm just naturally strong. And then when you get in there and you see dudes that are just putting up 3 or 4 45 plates on each side, you start to
Yeah.
realize no one's in here looking at me. No one's here to be impressed by me. No one's going to be impressed by me.
Yep.
So I'm free now to start with just a bar if I need to. And there's no shame in it because these people are here to help me.
Right.
There
Yeah.
are a lot of people that are nervous about going to gyms, and I promise you, no one's looking at you.
I'm-
No.
I think
no
that-
one's interested.
That was the biggest game changer for me in going with you guys, realizing that while we're working out together, no one else is looking. No one else is casting that judgmental gaze like, oh, they're only lifting that much weight.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
Nobody can-
And we
yeah.
get that in our heads. That was in my head.
Yeah.
We get
There-
that in our heads going into the gym, like everybody's going to look at me and laugh because I can only lift that much weight or I fumbled on this one. that doesn't happen.
Right.
Because
People are
everyone
either
else
rooting
is
for
so
you.
self-conscious about other people staring at them.
They're either rooting for you or they're not paying attention.
And
Now-
knowing that you have, like, you're never gonna be better than someone at everything. Like
Yeah.
when we went in, I was really surprised to find that, like, I was really really good at bench, terrible on legs, and like Ryan with you, like I would have never suspected that you would be as strong on legs as you were. Like, because I've got really really thick legs. My legs are a lot thicker than yours, but you have way more strength, and I think that shift of realizing like everybody's gonna be best at something.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna just come in there and just completely dominate.
Yeah.
And getting that out of your mind that it's not a domination game. You're there
Yeah.
to build yourself up.
Yeah.
I will say, when you like go to a gym and you have that like intimidation, like, oh, they're probably gonna judge me. Most of the guys that I've gone with, like, I know you guys, I go with you guys as a group, but I'm talking about guys that aren't a part of our group that are there at like 5 or 6 in the morning. They're really nice guys, and they really just want to help. They'll give you advice. They'll kind of help you. Sometimes they'll give you a little too much advice, but it's like, hey, this is fun. I like this, and
Yeah.
they're really nice people. Also, this might not be a great mindset to have, so correct me if I'm wrong, but every time I'm in there, if I'm with you guys, I am trying to compete a little bit. Like, I know that I don't want to make
you
it a
wanna keep up with-
full-blown...
You want to
yeah,
keep
yeah,
up with what's happening. You don't want to be left behind. You know, just
Yeah.
be
Right.
dragging, you
I don't
know?
want to
As
make
far
it a
as
full-blown
competing,
competition.
As far as competing, when it comes to women and lifting weights and cardio and just working out, don't be surprised if you don't look the same as like the muscles as guys.
Yeah.
You will not gain and lose weight as fast as men. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, you just won't. It really stinks sometimes, but pay attention to your body.
Right.
Like, I know the guys are all talking about how all their success, and it's great. Women, it's gonna take you a little longer.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're built different. It is
Yeah.
what it is. Just keep working hard.
Yeah.
It
There are-
will come.
There are women out there who are in much better shape than I am. Even
Mm-hmm.
you are in many ways better shape than I am in some of your exercises that you do. But yeah, that's true. Just the way men and women are built is different. Nicole and I can do the same exercises. It takes her longer to shed weight than I do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's for a reason, the way God has built our physical bodies.
Yeah.
And
Well, there's there are certain fats that women need.
Yeah.
They do need it. So
Right.
Yeah.
you're gonna have those.
One thing you said though that I think really stuck, I didn't think about it until you just said it, was that your body will crave what you need, because I didn't realize how much I was dehydrating myself on a daily basis until I started working out. Like, I think we started in 2018, 2019, and I've been drinking so much water these last few years, and I never realized, like, I had never had any desire to eat healthy until I started working out. You know what really helped me? Spinach. I know that sounds crazy.
Spinach.
I have been eating so much
I love
spinach.
spinach.
Good for
Spinach
you.
is
I
great.
cook
It is very good for
pasta,
you.
spinach in it. I cook eggs, spinach in it. That helped me, and I've been drinking
There are
so
other
much
vegetables.
stinking water. Nope.
No.
This is
It's
a
like
year-long
Popeye,
journey. yeah.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
Well, there's a statement somebody made to me, and I think it's worth sharing here, which is this: you can't run from a bad,
From bad
diet.
diet. Yeah, yeah.
I think it's Travis who said that
Yeah.
to us.
It might have been. I've heard that so many times.
Shout
Yeah.
out
Heard
to
him say
Travis.
that.
You
Yeah,
can't
he has.
outrun a bad diet.
Yep, that's true.
Hmm.
And I remember when I first began working out the first year. Man, this is 5-6 years ago, and I was doing great. But then I could always feel like, well, how do you get rid of this thing right here? And I remember the guy I was working out with. He said, "Well, you have to do some pushbacks."
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean by pushback?
Oh, yes. Teach me how to do those.
Yeah, push back from the table.
Yeah, you just push it away.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
Backing away from the
Yeah.
food.
Listen, I fought
Like,
that
oh,
fight.
okay.
I
So
fought
funny.
that good fight, and I lost.
Yeah.
You cannot outrun a bad
Can't
diet.
do it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't do it. So I guess in summary, guys, the big things are find somebody to go with.
Yeah.
If you're nervous about going by yourself, then find somebody to take to the gym with you, or go there and meet people there, and realize that nobody is looking at you to judge you. Nobody is looking at you to kind of look down on you, but people are either encouraging you or they're just not paying attention
they're
because
just
they're
having
working
fun.
on themselves.
Right.
And make sure that you're watching your diet as well, because you can go to the gym, you can work hard, and you should do all those things. But like Dr. Shaw, like you said, we got to do some
gotta do
pushbacks.
some-
That's right.
Backing away.
Pushbacks as well.
And talk to people who are experts in the field, like at the Y
Mm-hmm.
in Henderson. They have people there, very knowledgeable, very helpful. Go talk to them. Ask them, hey, I'm trying to do this and this workout, or can you help me? And they'll give you some great advice.
That's right. Absolutely. If you guys have any questions, like Dr. Shaw said, we're not experts, but we're happy to share what we do know, what's worked for us. Or maybe you have some success stories that's worked for you, things that you like to do, workout routines that you like, maybe some diet trends that you've been on. Email us at carpemanana@clearviewbc.org. We'd love hearing from you. Love to know what you're doing to take care of your health physically. You guys want to go into our last segment?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
All right.
All right, it is time for our last segment. That is advice no one needed. Advice nobody needed. David,
We got to work on that title.
Advice
I know I
nobody
named
needed.
it, but we.
or advice no one asked for. I said it wrong, didn't I?
No. It is advice no one
asked
needed.
for.
No,
No,
advice
it's
no one
not.
asked for.
Advice
I-
no one asked for.
Advice no one.
Advice
asked
no one
for.
asked for. I'm
My
sorry, I
bad.
said the wrong title. Advice no one asked for. This is the segment where we go around and we offer you a piece of advice that has worked for us, something that's maybe impacted us. We found that works for our routine. Maybe it works for you. Maybe you think it's a horrible idea. We got some pretty angry fan mail.
I was
going to
say
The
be
last
very
one was not
be
good.
very careful
When
be
he
very
shared about
careful
the
when you
cold
share
showers.
because it will be met with resistance.
That's
Yes.
right.
I'm gonna go ahead and go into mine.
Okay, yeah, you
my
got it this week,
advice.
David.
I will say, I've still been doing cold showers. I
Nice.
still like it, so
Nice.
that's just me. But that's not my advice. My advice that nobody asked for today is how like a system that I have of doing laundry. Okay.
I'm already disinterested.
Okay.
I'm
well,
joking. I'm joking.
anyways,
I'm
for
gonna
me,
hate this.
for me, okay, I have ever since I moved into my apartment, so it's been maybe a year now, I would let laundry build up for like 2 weeks and then have this massive load of laundry and then I would just let it sit because I just didn't want to do it. So yeah, it was not a good system.
I can almost smell it.
So yeah, it was
Oh.
yeah.
We could smell you.
So-
but,
Wow.
Kelsey, come on.
Anyways, my
She's joking, bud.
I'm
my
just kidding.
I know I'm just kind of hurt. It's all. My advice is instead of letting it build up, I just take 2 days out of the week and I do smaller loads on those days. So I wash them, I dry them, and then I do that whole load, and it's maybe 5 or 6 articles of clothes. It's not a whole
Oh.
lot.
What about your water bill?
That's exactly what I was
fine.
thinking. Isn't that
Your
going to
water bill,
skyrocket your water bill?
laundry detergent bill?
Laundry detergent bill.
You have to
My
buy laundry
monthly
detergent.
laundry
not one of
I'm
my
all
detergent
for
bill.
ganging up on David, but how are we gonna rag him about his laundry detergent bill?
Are you sure that you're measuring out the detergent?
You got
use Tide
bill
Pods.
collectors calling about your
Little things, I
detergent.
just throw 'em
You
in.
use Tide Pods?
Yeah.
That
Wait,
makes it
what?
worse.
That's
You
worse.
use a whole Tide Pod for 5 pieces of clothing?
Yeah,
I do.
shoot.
And then all the water.
In David's
it's fine.
defense, I
It's
do
a small-
understand. I do understand what you're saying because sometimes we get this idea that you has to have a completely full washing machine worth of laundry in order to wash. When a lot of times it would be easier just to go ahead and get that load of laundry done, get it out of the way, and
but
put away.
5 pieces of
I will
clothing.
say, I
It
don't
might
know
not
what
be
kind
that
of machine
little.
Are
you
you
have.
still 5
I
pieces?
can't personally relate to this because we have a household filled with people. We have 7 people in our family, so even like a day's worth of laundry is a full load. So there's never like a small load in our house.
I want to
So
call
can't
Ellie and see
personally
what her
relate to
thoughts
this,
on this
but
are, because I know she does.
I
She does
understand.
most of the laundry.
I just
would-
wait till my hamper's filled up, and I know that's a full load, so then I put it in there. I do wash clothes. I wash clothes maybe once a week because I just don't have to, and then put it in there, wash it, done.
So just take what you do and divide it in half. That's what I do.
All the water and use a whole Tide Pod. I would understand if it was like the pouring detergent because then you can measure it out. You wouldn't use any extra detergent, but use a whole Tide Pod.
I'll start splitting it in half.
that's the
can't
answer is
split
then
it.
just
Can't
cut a Tide
We have a
Pod.
0%
Throw
success
half in
rate
there.
for this segment.
I know.
Like,
because all the guys are giving advice.
It's true. You haven't asked us for any
Women-
advice.
well, it's not your
Women
week yet.
rely
I've got a
on
schedule on who leads.
I can
each
guarantee
segment.
the next set of advice that comes from you guys is
You're
make it
gonna
hot in
immediately hate
every
it.
room.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be.
I
That's
never
good
intended.
advice.
I never intended for advice no one asked for to become
be
the
this
debate club.
controversial.
To be advice
I
everyone
like that it
hated.
does because it's good podcast fodder, but I
Yeah,
never
it's
expect. I
Advice
never.
everybody
How
hates.
did you not expect this? This is what we do every day anyway.
I guess so.
So let us know what you guys think about David's advice for smaller
Yeah.
loads of laundry.
I
Maybe
bet
you're
Dear
with
Abby
him.
never had to put up with
Do you
this.
want my opinion now or
Maybe no. Just
no.
email it in. Email in the opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
I will
If you
emailing.
think that's a terrible idea, if you're wondering how he uses one Tide Pod for 3 articles of clothing, I don't know.
3.
Write in. Let us know what you think. Let us know
2
your
socks.
advice. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll feature your advice that no one needed or no one asked for on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Guys, thank you so much. This was an awesome episode. Thank you guys for listening and for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe to all of our channels everywhere podcasts are available. We're available on YouTube, Facebook as well. Make sure you're sharing those videos so we can have as many viewers as possible, and you guys can stay connected with all of our future content. Again, big shout out to Nicholas. Thank you so much for
Thank you, Nick.
making sure that we look good, making sure that we sound good. Nick is the man behind the chair, the man behind the desk.
That's right.
He's making us look good.
Very cool.
Guys, make sure you subscribe like we said. Leave us a rating and review. Helps you stay connected with all of our future episodes. And we'll see you guys next time. Carpe Diem.